Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. This Is It Network is your global digital TV network connecting remarkable women to inspiring stories. We do it through our growing community, our engaging content, and our real connections. Thank you so much for joining me as I come to you each and every day, at least Monday through Friday, at 11 a.m. Eastern. My goal is for you to find your voice, is for you to tell your story, and for you to scream your dreams. So thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to talk about fresh starts. And I think that being dedicated to what it is that you do is super important. Hello, everyone. Hello. Being dedicated to what you do is beyond important. And staying really committed to your goals and objectives and making sure that you are creating a space for yourself that you feel proud of, that you are working towards building wonderful things for yourself and for your community each and every day. But oftentimes we have to kind of look around and dust ourselves off to see if we are moving in the right direction. And, in doing so, we might need to start over. We might need to have a fresh start in the way, not only in the way in which we look at things, but what it is that we are actually doing. And so the fresh start for all of us may be this weekend. Hello, Alfred. How you doing? Maybe this weekend. It may be something that, we look at what we're building. We look at how we are creating what we are doing. We look at the relationships in which we have, and we realize that it's not necessarily what we wanted, or it didn't necessarily work out the way we had intended or the way we had planned. And so what we have to do, the only thing we can do, is to start fresh with a different perspective. This doesn't mean that we are giving up. That doesn't mean that we are throwing in the towel. This doesn't mean that we are wiping our hands of everything that we have done or making light of all the accomplishments in which we've made. But what it does mean is that we are working hard towards something else, that we are taking stock in what we have created, what we have built, and saying, okay, I want to enhance it in these ways. I want a fresh start. Some of us need permission for that fresh start. Some of us need permission to be able to start again, to renew what it is that we have been doing, to say, okay, it is okay if what you've been doing, even if it has been for a significant period of time, isn't working out the way you had planned. It is okay if you started in moving in one direction and now you must move in the other. It's okay if you started going left and now you finally figured out how to go right. It is okay. It's okay to be able to do that. So a fresh start affords us the ability to make that happen. Hey, Shan. It affords us the ability to make that happen. I am one of those people, that allow for myself to have a fresh start pretty much as often as I can, because I do, when I win big, but there's a lot of little small losses that come along the way. And in order to keep moving in this life that I've created for myself, in this business that I've created for myself, in this industry that I love so much, you have to recreate yourself from time to time. And you have to evaluate what you've got going on and start fresh. If I did not start fresh, I wouldn't be moving forward. I wouldn't be moving forward with my health journey. I wouldn't be moving forward with, pivoting during this COVID scenario and this quarantine. I wouldn't be moving forward at all. I would be stuck. So I allow for myself to have these fresh starts. I'd allow for myself to have these fresh starts, to give myself an exhale, to say, what did I do? And what the heck am I going to do? And realizing that everything that I did before may not have worked, or heck, it did work and I just want to enhance it and make it better. I have given myself permission to start fresh. I give myself permission to do that as it relates to my health, as it relates to my fitness, being willing to work out. This is a personal space and in that personal scenario. But as it relates to business, for sure. Things that worked before in the air, what I say BQ, before quarantine, things that worked before will not work again. Things that worked in that same way will not work again. Hello, Marjorie, how you doing? Won't work in the same way. So we have to look at ourselves in that way. We have to look at ourselves and say, okay, I'm willing to start over. And that might not necessarily mean you want to get rid of everything. It just might mean you want to tweak certain things. Right? Like last week I was talking about, okay, I was doing the email blast on Mondays and Wednesdays. Now I'm going to do it Mondays and Thursdays. That's a fresh start. It's okay. It doesn't have to be a situation where I'm doing something every single day the same way forever. My mom always used to say, stop going to the same well looking for different water, right? Stop doing the same thing over and over again. The definition of insanity, hoping for a different outcome. Looking at things differently, starting over is part of that. Hey, Faye, starting over is so important in that space. What I intended my life to be, what I wanted my life to be, is a lot different than the circumstances in which it brought me to where it is today. But allowing myself to have a fresh start is so important. Forgiving myself for not necessarily making all the right decisions, but allowing myself to take things to the next level. Absolutely. Good morning, Barbara. I think we put so much pressure on ourselves in order to stay in the path that we were going, regardless of whether or not it's working for us or not. But I said I was going to do this, so I'm going to do this, even if it isn't working. And it ends up being a really, really difficult space because, especially in the entrepreneurial space, we're driven by ego, right? I said I was going to do something. Damn it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make this happen. But again, in the era of all the things that Mommy Barlett says, my mother is a wise woman. She always used to say, and I don't know if she got it from somebody else, but you can't squeeze water from stone. A lot of water analogies, apparently, with my mother. But you can't squeeze water from stone, meaning you can't get something from where something doesn't exist. And a lot of us keep doing the same thing over and over again without allowing for ourselves to have a fresh start, without giving permission to have a fresh start. It is not a sign of weakness to have to start over again. It's not a sign of weakness to have to look at things a little bit differently. And that doesn't mean that you're starting a whole new business. It just might mean that you're adding a specific product, or you're looking at things differently, or you update your website, or you just tell people that you're offering them something different. It gives yourself the ability to evolve as a person, professionally and personally. And I think that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves and convince ourselves that we're not permitted to do that. That in doing so and starting over means I must have failed at something originally, as opposed to this is an evaluation of what I've done before, and I'm going to utilize that to take myself to the next level. Start fresh. Having a fresh start allows for you to actually look at things clearly. Look at things from a fresh point of view, from a different set of eyes, and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do based on what it is that I've done. It isn't about giving up. It isn't about throwing everything away and then starting completely over. It's about looking at what you currently have with a fresh set of eyes. So as you go into the weekend, as we begin to navigate where this week was and what we want to do for next month, right? Hello, November. Ain't that crazy? As we evaluate what we want to do for next month, this could be a fresh start for us. We're creeping up on the holidays. As you know, 2021, thank goodness, is right around the corner. So we are in that space. We're in the space where we can look at things anew, be able to introduce or reintroduce ourselves to people with a fresh perspective, letting people know what we are up to and letting people know what we have to offer. That is part of a fresh start. Now, everything that we did before this didn't necessarily work out as planned. There's a lot of things that were outside of our control and a lot of things that we did control that we didn't really do so good at, right? So we're going to take this opportunity to fresh start. You're going to reintroduce yourself to people that you only met in passing BQ before quarantine. You're going to introduce yourself to people that you think are going to be part of what 2021 looks like for you. You're going to say that this is a new beginning as part of my older journey, and you are going to do so with a smile. You are given permission to have a fresh start. You are given permission to look at things on the brighter side of things. Good morning, Renee. And be able to dive into everything that you have built in a very, very strong and intentional way. A fresh start is often necessary. Consider it the turn of a page and a new chapter in the full book of what it is that you've got going on. It's not just a chronicle journal from one end to the other. There is sections and departments and real structure to the life that you've created. This is simply the fresh start in the new chapter to the next part of all of the glorious things that lies ahead. So we're going to give ourselves permission to have a fresh start. And that might just mean you're going to sit down, you're going to relax, you're going to reevaluate what you've got going on. You're going to say, oh my goodness, pat yourself on the back. I have killed it. And this is what I'm going to do to take things to the next level. Or you're going to look at what you did and wasted time and money and resource, and you're going to say, I'm going to have a fresh start and I'm going to relax. But either way, I today am giving you permission for all things. I'm going to give you permission for you to start again, to do something new in what you are already doing by affording you the ability to have a fresh start. So that's the morning message for today. I'm Sheldon Bartlett Rumor, and this is it. For more information on This Is It TV, log on to thisisItTV.com and follow, fan, and like us everywhere you find at This Is It TV. My goal is to connect remarkable people to inspiring stories, and I do that through our growing community, our engaging content, and our real connections. My hope is for all of you to find your voice, to tell your story, to no longer whisper your wishes, but to scream your dream. Again, I'm Sheldon Bartlett Rumor, and this is it. I'll see you all on Monday. Take care.